Yes or no? Is I fucking pay for it?
No, ma'am, you don't need to pay for it. She needs to pay for it. You made the mistake. She made the mistake. It's not her, sir. It's honestly not her fault. Oh my God, I got it on camera, and you assaulted her. You just hit her. You need to get a lawyer, ma'am. He just assaulted you, and I got it on camera. He just hit you.
Why are you pushing me?
Why you fucking with what the fuck is what?
Because she wanted it.
Wait.
That's your fault, right?
Hey,
That's your fault.
You just assaulted her.
That's your fault.
You just assaulted her. You just assaulted her. You just hit her. You snapped. You just put your hands on her. You going to jail. You're going to jail. Press charges. As soon as the cops get here, press charges in full. You hit her. You hit her. Everybody see it. Did you see her hit him? Did you, ma'am? Did you see him hit her? Employees, did you see him hit her? You just hit her. You assaulted her, sir. I'm calling the cops on you.
Umbrella. She's up. Whole nother level of shit you can't even understand.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another episode of The Forecast. So out in Georgia, a young brother named Jamarion Robinson was shot 76 times while he was inside of his girlfriend's house by U.S. Marshals in Atlanta. So let's see how the police could possibly shoot somebody 76 times and what this young brother could have did to justify getting shot that many times.
Oh,
Really?
police out here shooting folks, y'all, in the
Oh
house.
my God, this is crazy. This is fucking crazy.
But they come over here shooting. Oh, he got a gun. That's why they shooting at his dumb ass.
Throw the gun down, son. Come out.
What the fuck?
Throw it down. Throw the gun back next. Police. Come to the door.
Then they got the police.
Why is he talking so loud?
They can't do shit to us.
And let us come in and get
You don't watch the fucking news, Kelsey?
They can't do
Tell
nothing
your
to
ass,
us.
keep coming out, because you gonna get me shot.
throw it down.
He's shooting out with them folks. That boy shooting out with them folks. I'm finna put this on my Instagram. I got the first video. That's crazy. Come on.
Get out of the way. Throw it down.
I gotta get them out over here.
Just exposing how many times they shot this young man for a total of 3 minutes.
They don't want
This is an
I
ATL.
just told your ass they don't give a fuck.
See, they went in the house now.
What?
Yeah, Queen, super overkill. Yeah, nothing but savages.
What? Y'all see how crazy 12 is, bro? They out here shooting in this motherfucking apartment complex. In the house. Shooting in the damn house. In the damn house, dog.
See? That's right.
Look at the fake police over here hiding behind the car. What is you doing, man? The action is in the building now.
That's a lot of bullets, huh, son? Yeah.
I'm now Now, several civil and human rights groups holding a town hall to discuss the case of Jamarion Robinson. Attorneys for the family say officers shot Robinson more than 70 times at an apartment complex in East Point back in 2016. Robinson's family has filed a lawsuit against those officers involved. Organizers of the town hall meeting are seeking justice, they say.
We're going to be meeting each month, and we're going to start taking some action. We're not going to just sit by and let this be another, like I said, case that goes unheard.
And family members say they will not stop until criminal charges are filed in this case.
So the police claim they were there to issue a warrant because this brother was a suspect in another shooting. Now, they wouldn't talk about whatever crime he was suspected of committing, even though his mother asked for the information. They said they weren't going to talk about it. So they claim when they got there, they knocked on the door, nobody answered. So then they just chose to ram the door in. But the police claim he had a gun, and you can hear him in the video saying, drop the gun, while they were shooting at the same time. Now, even though it doesn't justify shooting his brother 76 times, they claim he fired a shot at the police. They said he was in a shootout, but the police said he fired once or twice. So shooting 95 times was completely justified, not to mention using 2 flash grenades. But when you look at the evidence and when you look at the girlfriend's video, the only bullets you see are the cops' bullets. You don't see any bullet holes coming from the opposite direction going towards the cops. They all were coming from the cops. This brother Jamarion Robinson had bullet holes all over his body, including his hands, so there's no way he could have been holding the gun.
What happened to Jamarion is unbelievable. Shot 76 times by U.S. Marshals. Can y'all see that? That's his hand right there. So y'all share this video.
My name is Monteria Robinson. My son's name was Jamarion Robinson. Jamarion was killed, or should I say executed, on August the 5th, 2016. He was inside of his girlfriend's apartment when U.S. Marshals basically burst the door open and opened fire on him. He was shot a total of 76 times. A lot of people can't believe that 76 bullets entered his body. Jamarion only stood at 5'6", 150 pounds. They shot him in his right hand 6 times, the palm of his hand. And they also shot him 5 times in the palm of his left hand. They shot him down his arms, his torso, his chest, his legs, his thighs, his groin, his shins, his feet. And they shot Jamarion for a total of 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes, that's how long it lasts. If you go to www.justiceforjam.com, you can actually watch the video. Someone actually caught the outside footage of the video. And if you watch the video speaks for itself. Once they burst that door open, they start using the lingo that they typically use when they approach us. Put the gun down, pow, 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 pause. Put the gun down, pow, 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 pow. And doing all this pausing, they did that like 3 times. And then in the very end, you hear pop, pop, pop. Someone stood over Jamarion and shot down into his body, as well as they threw 2 flashbang grenades that landed on his body. Again, Jamarion was 26 years old. He was in his last semester. He was a student athlete at Tuskegee University. And I just keep, expecting him to, show up, come home and say, Mama, I'm here, and I wouldn't say, where have you been the last couple of weeks? He was like, I'm just hanging out with some friends. But no, my baby is not coming back home again, and the way he died was so horrific. Very inhumane, very un-American. We U.S. citizens, and we have these police officers that go around terrorizing our community. But we're here now to say, and we want you all to come out and join us and be present with us, because we are about to shut Atlanta down over the next several weeks until we get some answers for Jamarion Robinson. Jamarion name will not be in vain as long as I'm breathing, and we are here to fight this until there's no more breath in my body. So here we come, U.S. Marshals, so get ready. And also, I want to add one last thing to that. After they shot him 76 times, they handcuffed him and they dragged him down a flight of stairs, and they just dropped his body in his girlfriend's living room apartment, where he lay there over 8 hours. They never called any medical aid or nothing to assist them. And they're not the judge, jury, and the executioners. So with that being said, we've had enough. Our community has had enough, and it's time that we stand up and fight back. That's where we are right now today. We're ready to stand up and fight back.
Shot 76 times by U.S. Marshals. That's his hand right there. This right here is on the flyer, on one of the flyers that his mom has. But she has pictures of his full body and everything. And it's really terrible.
His family had to hire their own attorney to investigate to find out those last 3 shots were execution style. They stood right over top of him and fired the last 3 bullets. So after they shot this young brother 76 times, they handcuffed this young brother and moved his body downstairs into the living room. And they left him there for hours without trying to help him at all. Now, after all of this, the police showed a picture of the guy they had a warrant for to his family, and it wasn't even the right person. They were serving a warrant for somebody else. They didn't have any business even bothering this brother, let alone shooting him 76 times. But they still try to cover everything up and justify his murder. None of these cops had body cameras, and if it wasn't for somebody recording out their window, it wouldn't be any video. They can't even prove this brother had a gun, not to mention prove he shot at the police. And all they could do is let them investigate themselves. And over a year after the fact, they still won't release the names of the cops who shot him, or give his family any information about the case at all. And all his family can really do is file lawsuits.
The family of a man shot and killed by police have now filed a federal lawsuit claiming not only excessive force, but that officers then tried to cover it up. Today, Jamarion Robinson's family named the officers they say were involved in shooting him 76 times. They say if the district attorney won't hold them accountable, they will. Investigator Rebecca Lindstrom has been raising questions about this case since the day that Robinson was killed. She now joins us live with a look at the lawsuit.
According to the lawsuit, the team that busted down the door and shot Jamarion Robinson 76 times was made up of police from at least 7 different agencies. They knew Robinson had been diagnosed with schizophrenia, and according to the lawsuit, without proper training, went in anyway, armed with submachine guns and pistols.
My son, Jamarion Robinson, who was he?
Jamarion Robinson's family has never been able to understand why so many shots were fired, why so many law enforcement agencies were involved, and why they saw him as such a threat when they stormed inside his girlfriend's apartment August of 2016.
They waged a military operation against a kid who suffered from some mental challenges but posed absolutely no threat to these officers.
Attorney Andrew Stroth says he represents nearly 30 families across the country, faces in the fight against excessive or fatal police force. He's using a section of the Civil Rights Act which allows individual government employees to be sued if their actions violate the Constitution. Serious allegations.
Yes, they are serious allegations, and let's find the truth. Let's get the truth.
Robinson's family says it was their private attorney, not the GBI, that found shots fired straight down, either into the ground or Robinson. And Stroh says after the flurry of gunfire,
2 flash grenades were sent into the building.
And then, according to the medical examiner's report, U.S. Marshals pulled the victim downstairs and into the living room. Stroh calls it a cover-up. Fulton County District Attorney Paul Howard has said the number of bullets seems excessive, but a year and a half after Robinson's death, he still won't say whether he'll seek any charges against the officers involved.
We haven't gotten any explanation, no nothing.
And no comment from the DA tonight. By filing the lawsuit, the family, though, will get subpoena power and find out what the GBI and the DA's office know about this case. I am looking into the officers that have been named in this suit, and it appears all but one were assigned to serve on this task force starting in 2014. None have any recent disciplinary history.
This young brother, Jamarion Robinson, who did have mental health issues, that the police did know about, and they violated mental health policies. This young brother didn't have a warrant, and he didn't have a criminal history, so the police had no business even bothering him. And this brother was in his last semester at Clark Atlanta University, about to transfer to Tuskegee University, until the police rammed his girlfriend's door down and let off 95 shots and 2 flashbangs. And the DA, a black man, a real African American, Paul Howard, decided not to charge any of these cops. He even said the number of bullets seems excessive, but shooting the wrong person 76 times was justified. It took him a while to justify it because he was trying to ride the fence, but ultimately he knew what would happen if he tried to go after these cops. But it doesn't matter who we vote for and who we put in office, whether they have melanin or not. It doesn't matter unless we have somebody that's there for our agenda. If their agenda doesn't benefit and help us, then it's no different from voting for Republicans or Democrats right now. But voting is only one phase. Until we stop letting them come into our communities and hurt our children inside their own homes, and not only our children, our elderly, our women, our brothers, all of us, we can't depend on them to hold themselves accountable. If everybody in our community is armed and agree that we need to protect our children, they're going to think twice about coming in and just violating our rights. And we standing there just recording, feeling helpless. They love to call us violent, but if we were as violent as they say we were, we would never be in this situation in the first place. We are kind and forgiving when they harm our children. They respond with more urgency when we speak out against racism than we do when they practice racism on us. Until we wake up and do what we gotta do, is going to continue to happen.
Right now, outside my house. As you can see, this is where the police, they used the ram to ram my door in. We gotta go through the back because they nailed my door shut. This is the neighborhood. That's the house. And you see the yellow tape. They taped off this whole area when they came and they killed him. I'm about to go through the back door. Y'all, this is really hard for me, but I'm trying to stay strong. I'm trying not to cry because they trying to push this shit under the rug that they murdered him, and they trying to push it under the rug saying that they had reasonable cause to kill him. Right now I'm going through the back door because I can't get in through the front. I'm about to show y'all. Hold on a second. I'm about to show you the view from the front door. This is where they kicked the front door in, and this is where they drug him down the stairs. I'm gonna take you up the stairs. This is when they first started firing. You can see the bullet holes. Bullet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. All the bullets going up the stairs. 11, 12, 13, 14, and bullets 19, bullets 22. And this is where they killed him at. They came in here. And that's where they killed him. They shot at him with automatic weapons, 35, bullet number 42. And this is where he stood at the top of the stairs trying to get away from them. And this is where they killed him. You can see the splatter on the walls. You can see the hand grenades they threw. I'm going this other room where you can see more of his blood and stuff. Might open turn this light for me, please. You got it on the wall. More blood from them shooting him. More bullet holes coming through the wall, through the closet door, and he was only 5'6", 5'6", maybe 160 pounds at the most. And this is what they did to him. They came in my house and they shot him up. They killed him. They fired and they kept firing, and they said that he fired back, but as you can see, there's no bullet holes from him shooting back. All these bullet holes are going up the wall, and they trying to sweep this shit under the rug. And after they killed him, they drug him down these steps, right down the stairs. They brought 12 men in with automatic weapons, and they shot him up, but they drug his body down the stairs. They drug him down the stairs, and they let him die right here in my fucking living room. They did not try to resuscitate him. They did not try to do nothing. They laid him on the fucking floor, and they let him die after they shot him over 20 times. And as you can see, they said they came in, and he shot at them. Where are the bullet holes from him shooting? Where? Where are the bullet holes? There are no bullet holes in the door, in the wall from him shooting, none of that. So why would they do that? Why would they kill him like that? They lied. He did not shoot at them. If anything, he was scared. He was scared and he was running from them, and they killed him. They murdered him. They shot him over and over and over again. Over 45 rounds they shot at him. And like I said, he was about my size. My size. And they did that to him. And he was sick, and he had a condition, and they knew that. They had his records, and they think they're gonna get away with this. They trying to sweep the shit under the rug. They trying to sweep it under the rug, but no, I won't be silenced. They came in my house and they murdered him. They shot him, and they would not stop shooting. They killed him. They left him. They left him on these stairs to die. And when they was done, they drug him down the stairs, and this is where he probably died, right here. Right here. That's his blood right there. And they not right. And they trying to make me go away, but I won't. So y'all share my video and let them know they not gonna get away with this. They came in my house. They came in here and they shot him over 45 times. And as you can see, they said he was on the stairs, and there is no bullets. There are no bullets from him shooting at them. And they shot him, and there's no bullets. They said they opened the door. Y'all seen the news. They said they opened the door and the suspect fired. Where are the bullet holes? Where? Nowhere, because he did not shoot at them.
But a lot of people don't, think about it. I wouldn't have never known, like, he was shot that many times. Just after everything happened, I contacted my own people. I got an attorney, I got an investigator, and that's when we found out, like, all the facts. Like, he was shot 76 times. After that, they handcuffed him and drug him down a flight of stairs and dropped his body into his girlfriend's living room floor. And to go back a little bit, when they shot him 76 times, why did they feel the need to move his body?
Exactly.
Yeah. And then they also threw flashbang grenades that landed on top of his body.
What?
But that was just their way of covering up what they had just done. I would have never known none of this if I wouldn't have been smart enough, because the thing is, they portrayed it in the media. They give their own false narrative of that my son had a shootout with police. And I was like, no, come with a better narrative than that, because if you always came and said, oh, we stopped him for speeding on his motorcycle, I said, okay, that's Jamarion Robinson.
Right, exactly.
But no, having a shootout with police, that's not who my son is.
Exactly.
My son is obedient. He's mannerable. He's a very loving, caring person. He's very smart. He's very intelligent. And one thing about my son, he knew his rights. Like, his first year in college, I remember that was the class he took. And, whenever he was stopped by the police or anything for speeding or whatever, they always ask you, can we search your vehicle? My son would say no, because he knew, based on his amendment rights, that he had to give them permission to
Right,
search his vehicle.
exactly.
And so, with that being said, when they put out the false narrative that it was a shootout with police, I was like, me and my family automatically went, no, that's not Jamarion. That's not who he is. So the investigator went in and found the bullets that were enlarged in the floor, and which determined that someone stood over him and shot into his body 74, 75, 76 bullets.
Mm-hmm.
Those were like the 3 bullets that you hear really in the end.
Yeah, you can hear that in the you can hear that in the end of that video.
Right, you can hear
you
that.
Can hear that.
Mm-hmm. You hear that.
Yes.
And then,
yes,
and another thing that disturbs me, you have the GBI, which is the Georgia Bureau, I guess, investigation or institution or whatever it stands for. They still trying to go with the false narrative of that it was a shootout. But my son was shot 6 times in the palm of his right hand
yes.
and 5 times in the palm of his left hand. So don't come and try.
When was he shooting?
Right,
to get shot like that exactly. In his palm, when was he shooting?
To get shot like that in the palm of his hand. So that shows for them to be able to hit him that many times, that shows that he didn't have anything in his hand.
Correct. And that's what my forensic, he got back up and started shooting at us because we're not ignorant people.
No. Right.
None of us are slow. None of us, have issues where we can't relate or understand what's going on. You can't tell me, and when all this is said and done, for all of those who signed off on it, I want their job.
Right, yes.
They need to be fired for putting out these false narratives on our kids. And it's not just my kid, my son that has been killed here in Atlanta and that's been swept under the rug, or they hire these local attorneys, and what they do, they let their statutes run out, and then the cases don't go anywhere. Because my son is not the only killing here in Atlanta. You got, Nicholas Thomas. You got Alexis Christian. You got Davis Benjamin. You got Arista Waiters. You got Katherine Johnson. You got Jamarion Robinson.
Whoa!
I can go
you gotta
on.
give me these.
Piece of shit! Now get the fuck out of here and let people move. Who the fuck do you think you are? You're in the wrong area. A nigger!
Say it again.
A nigger!
Bitch, don't ever.
Get your...
Stop it. Stop. Listen, leave right now. Leave right now. Get the fuck off of me.
You fucking piece
Back
of shit!
up. Call me an nigger again.
Nigger!
You're the one who's in the fucking wrong.
Nigger!
Back up. Dude, he's not
Nigger!
worth your time. Get out of here. He's not worth your time. I'm not fucking moving.
Get that fucking out of here!
Fuck you! Wow. I'm not moving. You're so much better than everyone because you call people names, sir.
Now get the out of here and let people move. Who the do you think you are? You're in the wrong area.
Say it again. Bitch, don't ever.
Get your...
Stop. Touch me. Listen.
A vile and racist rant caught on camera in Santa Monica. Tonight, police are investigating.